And with that, I think I'm live. Am I live here? Just checking. Let's see. Did I get everything working? Does it look all right? Am I lagging a little bit? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let me know how it is. Hi, Jack. How you doing? It is Wednesday night here, and I'm hoping I got everything configured just right this time. Microphone is looking pretty good. That's the kind of stuff I'm always looking for. So let's find out here if it all looks good. Let me know. Woohoo, Dominic, let me know. Yep, audio and video. Is everything in sync? Does it look good? Let me know if it doesn't. I do want to fix one thing real quick with the picture. So give me 2 seconds. So only take a second. I meant to fix this. Like I said, I was having a little technical difficulties because, there we go. Let's go a little bit brighter there. Little technical difficulties because I got started late this evening, but I didn't want to postpone or change anything. So there we go. Looks good. Hello everyone. We got BB's 3D. We got non-fam as usual. Good to see everybody here. We got 13 people in, but I'm sure we'll get some more as we go. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do that while we're waiting on people to join. And what we're going to do, we're just going to talk for a minute as people get into the stream and as people realize something is going on here. I hope everyone has their beverage of choice this evening. I've got mine. We got Pergear is here. Hello, Pergear. We got DW Rokia. I don't know. Rokia. Good evening. Everybody's coming in. We are going to get started here in just a minute. Let's see what's going on, everybody. Let's figure out what am I doing here tonight. Oh, first of all, this isn't supposed to be here. I didn't get that off the table like I meant to. So let's drop everything on the way out of frame because that makes it way more interesting and entertaining. Boom. Boom. See, I told you I was getting ready tonight. I wasn't quite on the ball. We had to do grocery shopping last minute. Am I giving away an LDO Voron kit? Probably not. I don't think that is in the cards for me this evening. I don't have an LDO Voron kit. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to continue to clean my garage while you guys wait for this stream to actually get going. Because that's more fun. But you're welcome to continue to ask questions about what I may or may not be giving away. That's fine. Mic volume's a little low, really. I'm not seeing low on my side. Anyone else seeing low? I can go a little higher. Not a big deal. Just want it to sound good. Let's see. Go a little higher. That might be a little bit better. Get me in. I know people seem to like it louder here on YouTube. Fine with you. All right. Like I said, oh, that's a little much. All right, I think we're good there. Okay, so we're going to keep going. We got about 15 people going. Volume's better, thanks. No problem. I want to make it sound great for everyone. You let me know if it peaks out a little bit. Much better for Pergear as well. Good, good, good. That's what I like to hear. So anyway, what do we got here? Well, this, as you can see right here on the box, is an Ender 5 S1. I wish I would have gotten one much earlier in the review cycle, but that's not a problem at all. I'm glad I have one, and I'm glad I've got one here that I can show you guys this evening. So, as you know, this is the Creality Ender 5 S1. This one, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. This one was provided by a new retailer. I wasn't familiar with them until they had contacted me, but I did check around with a bunch of people, and there are a lot of people that like Pergear. So Pergear provided the printer. If you check the links in the description, they have a lot of different ways you can buy this printer if you are interested this evening, or later if you want to come back here and pick one up. So I've got affiliate links that will take you over to Pergear's direct site, which is pergear.com, a direct link in the description. And they've given me a $30 off code. So if you want to buy it directly from their website, you want to get $30 off, there's a code, Kersey Fabrications in the description of this video. If you want to buy from Amazon, say you want to get the great shipping, whether in the US or Canada, I think they do have stores elsewhere, but I do have 5% off codes in the description for US and Canada Amazon. So go check those out. Again, all affiliate links. You know what that means, and I appreciate it if you choose to pick it up from any of those locations. So again, thank you Pergear for providing this machine tonight, and I'm happy to have you on board here at Kersey Fabrications. Thank you very much. So, hey, Golden Jaguar 3D, good to see you. Let's get started. I'm not going to waste any time this evening. I've got my knife, I have my printer, and I think we can get unboxing here. I am going to talk a lot. That's part of what we do on a live stream. Someone complained once I talk too much. Like, what you tune in for? If you don't want to hear me talk, you're welcome to turn off the sound. Just watch the video, play some music in the background, whatever suits you, that's fine with me. Anyway, oh look, a nozzle. All right, so let's get started here. We're going to go ahead and get a close-up shot. How's this one look? That one looks pretty good to me. I'm okay with that. Look, over there you can see a banana for scale. Let's get going. Again, I have not opened these as usual. I have not opened these. Want to go and of course let you know, as I said, Pergear provided the printer. No money has exchanged hands whatsoever for this video. They just sent me a machine, said, hey, if you'll give us some links, we'll give you a machine. I said, let's do it. Happy to work with you. So that is what you need to know about the business of the business. Let's go ahead. All opened up here. Looks good. Let's see what's in this box. Again, if you guys see any problems with the stream tonight, if you have any audio problems, if you're hearing peaking, if the audio doesn't sound right, if it's not crisp and clear and lovely, or if the video doesn't look right to you, please post in the chat, let me know, and I will do my best to take care of it immediately without impacting the stream too much. So here we go. First off, oh, I always tell them I'm going to be honest. There's no quid pro quo here. This is what you get. I've had really good luck with printers this year, though. This year the printers have been really good, so I hope this one's not any different. I've been really happy with the ones I've unboxed this year so far. So hopefully this one is going to continue the trend. So first of all, as usual, we have our fantastic instruction manual here. You can see that right there. Let me see. I think I can get to my button on this. Where is it? I think it's the bottom one. Yeah, there we go. Let's get some light in here. Is that too bright? No, I think that helps. Let's do that. All right. So, again, we've got the instruction manual here. Let's dig in to these a little bit. I'm not going to... This instruction manual, okay, again, this has been the year of really good instruction manuals. Been really happy. It looks like Creality has not dropped the ball on this either. Full color, bound instruction manual, multiple languages I believe I'm seeing here. So that is super nice. I'm happy to see that. We have material guide. So this is new. I haven't seen this one before. This is a material guide that they've included with the machine. On here it's got what it'll print. This one, oh, you know what? We didn't go over the specs of this printer. Maybe we'll do that in a minute. Let me get it unboxed. We'll take a break. We'll go over the specs of this machine. It's important to know, this is an all Metal Hotend out of the box, which immediately makes me happy. It means I don't have to upgrade something immediately. This is fantastic. So this has all your settings right here, depending, no matter what slicer you're using. They've got your retraction settings. They've got the distance, the speeds, all that information. They have all your material information, everything from PLA, TPU, ABS, PETG, ASA, HIPS, polycarbonate even. All your settings right there on there. I'm impressed so far. Great documentation. It's looking good. Let's see else. We got our warranty card. That's new. Never seen a warranty card from Creality. That's pretty cool. I mean, they usually have a support card. Yeah, this is the service card, but there's also warranty information on the back. That is new to me. Let's see what else we can find. All right. We got stickers. There are Creality stickers with their little logo man. There we go. And that is a bag. So let's start. It looks like I'm going to have a decent amount of construction here. If you can see what's in this box, I was hoping it would be a little bit more assembled, but doesn't look like I'm going to get my wish on that one. We have a box. Let's open that in a minute. That is going to have our tools and parts and stuff in it. I don't need that yet. Spool holder part A. We got, yeah, that's a printer part. It'll probably hold something in place, I'm sure. Let's see here. We have bracing. I did see this when I was looking at the information on the printer. We got bracing right there. Again, we're going to take a minute after I get everything unboxed, since I've already started the unboxing. We'll take a minute out once I get done, and then we'll look at the specs, since I just decided to completely skip over that part. I think everyone here, like a lot of you, are going to know Ender 5s, Ender 5 Pluses. So this is what those pieces are. They're the other halves of these pieces. This is the bed bracing. This keeps everything level. If you know, on the original Ender 5, it's a cantilever bed. So what they've done here is, you used to have to print these out for your Ender 5. They've included them in this version of the machine. A nice little upgrade. So here it looks like we have our, that doesn't come out, okay. Let's see, this definitely does come out. There we go, that is our Z gantry. This has the Z screw. As you can see, it's still cantilever. This is the back side. This is some hefty steel though. That's not going anywhere, that's not bending on you. That is a particularly nice bit of steel there. They do have a bit of, I think, plastic from just the packaging, but that's not a big deal. Let's see else. I think that's it for the top. I'm going to double check. I didn't leave anything that I can see. Look, it comes with an arc reactor. No, okay, probably not an arc reactor. Oops. Nope, that's our spool of filament. It's just small. We probably won't be printing with that because that's no fun. It's white. It's tiny. Let's see what's next. That's more foam. That is a handle. Oh, it's got a handle on both sides. So this is our whole XY gantry. It is pre-assembled, looking nice. We're going to talk about this might be a good time to show all this to you while we've got it up here near the camera. This is the extruder. Now, this comes with the CR Touch pre-installed, so it's got auto bed leveling ready to go. It has dual-sided cooling right here, so you can actually cool your print from both sides the way it should be. It's got a nice nozzle pre-installed. Standard Ender 5 movement system, as you can see. The Y-axis moves this way. The X-axis moves this way. And it does have a direct drive extruder out of the box. So all the boxes being checked here, so far it's looking really nice. All right. I am trying to find places to set this so I don't tear anything up. What else we got here? This does come out. Here's our print bed. Standard 220 print bed, it looks like here. Nothing fancy on the build plate. This is a plasticky style, you know, hopefully it won't stick too hard to this. It would have been nice to have, you know, a PEI plate, but there we go. That's what we got here. And we go a level deeper. People asking, is that a Sprite extruder? Yes, it is a dressed up Sprite extruder. I believe that is the case. Alrighty. What else we got in here? Well, we've got one set of extrusions. These are almost positive for the Z direction as we build this up. Let's grab the next set for the other side of the Z. There we go. And then we have the base of the machine. Ugh. There's the base of the machine, and you can see this is our touchscreen display. No knobs, no other form of input other than touchy touch. Looks like we've got a nice all-in-one kind of cable here that we're going to plug into, and all the other things are back here. And that is that. Okay, so I don't see anything else in the bottom here. I'm going to carefully go throw this over here because I've got other machines and I'd rather not tear them all up trying to build this one this evening. All right, I'm still here. I have not left the building. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to go back to the wide shot here for a minute. Check your Camry. Oh. So did my camera die over there? Is that what happened? So I'll be shooting the rest of the video down here this evening. That is really funny. What happened to that camera? Give me 1 second and I will diagnose what's going on with that camera. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Video black now. I see this. But why is the question? Did I step on something? I don't think so. What happened? That was weird. You guys seeing something again, maybe? Don't know what happened there. That's really strange. Shouldn't auto shut off. All right, if it does that again, that'll be an entirely new quirk. Hopefully, do we see something? Yeah, okay, I'm back. I have no idea what that was. That is very strange. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's see. Battery. It wasn't battery. I'm plugged into the wall, so that definitely was not a battery. DBR wants to know, do I still subscribe to Pro-Fi Box, and how do you feel about them, or how do you feel still about them? I am not still a Pro-Fi Box subscriber, mainly because I ended up with too much filament. It's every time I ever subscribe to a box of any sort, I end up with too much of that thing, and so I ended up unsubscribing to them before anything happened to them. I don't want to speak out of turn because I don't know what happened to Filament One. I'm still a fan of their filament. I think you can still buy it. I really just don't know what happened to them. They kind of went away. I think they've kind of come back. So I kind of have these lukewarm. I never had a bad experience with them, but they did seem to have kind of a hiccup there. Not exactly sure what that was. So I still am buying Filament One. I'm not subscribing to it anymore. There you go. I thought it was worth talking about. Let's go ahead and get going with this. We got a build to do. And let's open the box. Let's see what's in the box. Don't think there's going to be a whole lot we need to talk about here. We do have spool holder. We got a power cable, which I'm sure I won't need. I've got power cables. It does come with a spatula still, which is nice to see that people are still coming with. It does have, I would call this a nozzle cleaner, but it's clearly not a nozzle cleaner because your nozzles aren't this big. So maybe that's just for, like, if you take the nozzle off, you can clean it out. I'm not sure. We have our spool. It's not technically a Bowden tube. It's not a Bowden extruder, so that is just a guiding tube to get it to our direct drive. All right. Are there any instructions on the case? Nope, no instructions on the case this time. They've left that for the book. Model number, Ender 5S1. It is a 350 watt printer. Machine size, let's see what it says here. Machine size, total size of the machine is going to be 425 by 460 by 570. Obviously rated at dual voltages. It does come into 30 mode. I'm going to go ahead and switch that to 115 while I'm down here. There we go. It is in 115 mode for the US. And, you know, last printer I didn't take it apart because you could see the insides. I want to take this one apart though. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and see what's in here. It's one of my kind of claims to fame is I do like to pull these apart when I'm working on them. And I killed it. What'd I do? Haha, I touched something. What is going on? All right. The nargles are out tonight and making sure that I don't have a problem anytime now. I do not know what is going on with this stream tonight. It is driving me nuts. What is this camera doing now? It keeps shutting off. Up. Where does that go to? All right. Let's see if this fixes this camera. It's amazing. Two different cameras. They're both going to have their own problems this evening. I think it's just how the stream's going to go. So I hope you're in for the, at least the audio hasn't cut out on you guys. We are going to, looky there, I figured that one out too. Now, let's keep both let's keep both cameras working at the same time. You guys would think I have never done this before, but I promise you I have. I think many of you have been here to see that I do know what I'm doing most of the time. But not a big deal. We will keep pressing forward. VidBack. Let's open up this printer and see what is on the inside. Check the power supply, check the main board, see what it comes with. I'm not worried about a little video issue. We'll figure that out. Dominique knows how it is. You know. I think I need a producer. Can I get an in-house producer for this? It's either that or I'm going to need a stronger drink before we're done. No void sticker. No warranty void sticker. We're cool opening this one up. I don't know if I've seen a printer in a while that includes a voided warranty sticker. So let's see what's here. One more. Easy enough to open. I like the case. It is easy to work on. There's nothing attached except a large fan here. I think I can just do that. Look at there. They've significantly glued that on. So I may just hold this while we go into the machine. Boom. There we go. All right. Power supply is branded a Creality power supply. So power supply is branded a Creality power supply right here. It is a 350 watt 24 volt power supply. We've got nice crimped connectors down here. You can see them just a little bit. You see the blues here. They are crimped the way they should be. We have a solid ground from the wall directly to the case. Safety first, everybody. They have grounded the chassis directly to the power, directly to the wall, which is fantastic. I don't think it's a Meanwell supply. I know someone said it looks like a Meanwell. I do not think it is. It may be like a Chang Lang that has been rebranded, but I'm kind of looking in the holes here. It doesn't really look like a Meanwell to me. I would definitely think it's a lower cost than that. Anyway, what do we have here? Well, it looks like we've got ferrules on freaking every connection. Look at that right there. Look at all those ferrules. Ferrules to the board, everybody. Ferrules on every one of these connectors. Connectors. It is looking really good, really safe. Mwah! Looks fantastic. Here's our display. I'm sure that's a Creality display running off of 5 volts. Over here we have this is the creality. Let's see, is there a board marker of some sort that'll tell me which model it is? I don't see anything that screams at me which board model it is, but it is a creality board. It is running an ARM processor, so that is a 32-bit processor. We have 4 silent steppers here. I know that for a fact because, well, it doesn't look like anyone would be including loud steppers at this stage of the game. Everything is thoroughly glued down, so it would take a little bit of effort to get all of this hot glue off of here. But overall, super clean environment, grounded properly, ferrules attached. We've got a nice fuse here going to the power supply. Overall, I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. This is super clean, super neat. There's not even a whole lot to talk about. There's just a lot of things done correctly in here. Also, the braiding throughout is gorgeous. They didn't actually stop the braiding here, which a lot of companies would do to save a few pennies on braiding. They ran the braiding all the way here, and you'll also notice they actually have the correct what's it called, shielding on these things. They've got God, I'm drawing a blank on what these stupid things are called, but they've got these things which help with your interference. They also have one down here on the opening of the going into the power supply. So they've really got this one covered. It looks like they got an electrical engineer, or at least someone with electrical engineering skills involved in the making of this printer, and overall I'm very happy. Notice also, let me show you this if I can get around this way. They went with a larger fan here. This brushless fan is much larger than what you usually get on these, which means it should be a lot quieter because it doesn't have to spin as fast to move as much air. Thank you so much, Alan and NonFam. Yes, those are ferrite cores, obviously. That's what I was trying to think of. But you do have 2 of those in there, again, taking care of your interference. And so, again, nice fan here. I like what I'm seeing in the bottom of this printer. Looks like they've done a really nice job. So let's get this put back together real quick. And then we'll get to assembling everything. Yeah, after saying ferrule so many times, that's the only F-E-R word that would come out of my vocabulary, and I'm like, those aren't called ferrules also. So thank you very much of those of you who knew what I was trying to talk about. And we'll get this put back together. If anyone has any questions while I am assembling, now would be a great time to give me something to talk about. Anyway, we got about 40 people streaming, but we've got 22 likes. If you're enjoying this stream, go ahead and like the video for me. That would be fantastic. If you're on other social media, such as Twitter or Facebook or whatever, if you can retweet or repost my announcements for this, that would help me out a lot, and I appreciate it. Let people know in the community that we are doing something tonight. It may be a Wednesday night, but we are treating it like we're here to have a good time. It doesn't have to be a normal Wednesday night. So again, I see those likes going up. Thank you very much, everybody. This will just take another second. We got 2 more screws, and then we'll be off to assembly. Just letting you know, I have 1 more printer on deck for the beginning of this year. And we've got, so in a couple of weeks, we'll do another one of these. May not even take a couple of weeks. It depends on what my rest of my schedule is like. But, hey Dominic, thank you so much. I appreciate the sticker. $4.99. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But anyway, there is 1 more live stream that is currently scheduled or will be scheduled soon. I got 1 more printer from a fantastic printer company. I'm not going to tell you who it is tonight, though. We're going to focus on with the machine on the table. But let's just say that the next machine up is a big one. It's a big boy machine. So, nope, not telling you, Jack. Not telling you. You know what? I'll let you know very soon. Make sure you're paying attention to my other socials, You'll know very soon what the new machine is. It's a big printer. I will tell you, and you guys can speculate. Enjoy in the chat, speculate. If I tell you that it is the tallest printer that I've ever had, see if you can figure that out. And that's all I'm going to tell you. Not even going to tell you if you get it right. It's the tallest printer I've ever built. And that will be live here on the channel. All right. Let's see what is up next. First of all, since I've been talking so much, take a sip of that. Let's pull out all these pieces. Okay, on here they have included our filament poker. So in case we get all clogged up, they have included their usual snips. We'll see who gets it right. We'll see who gets it right. I'm not going to reveal it tonight, but I think you guys have some good guesses in the chat. I think your guesses are fantastic. We got our USB drive with our SD card. We got extra parts, nozzle and clip. We got some cable management supplies. We have what looks like, yep, more cable management supplies. And we've got a couple of screws that we're going to need. We have another bag of screws that we're going to need. We'll pull all these out in a minute. Lots of screws, lots of screws. Looks like we're going to be assembling for a decent amount. So now, in order to get everything assembled, I guess we'll go ahead and be ready. Let's go and be ready. So let's grab these and unwrap them. Some great, isn't an Ivan Miranda printer? Wouldn't that be amazing? Ivan Miranda has sent me his printer and we're going to unbox it and print on it. That would be fantastic. I would totally work with Ivan on that. Ivan Miranda's latest printer is fairly large. So there we go. This is a number 1. We got another one here. There's also a number 1. I will also tell you, give me your opinions. This is another good thing to talk about in the chat. After this machine and after the next machine, I'm going to take a small break from printer reviews. I need to clear out the printers that I don't plan on keeping and using on a regular basis, and I need to stick with a few of my favorites, and those are the ones that I'm going to keep here in my garage as my full-time machines for the foreseeable future. So that means I'm going to take a little break, and what I'm going to do is probably maybe do some live streams where I talk about some of my favorite printers, or maybe some videos where I talk about my favorite printers, why they're going to make the permanent stock. As you guys are probably already aware, I'm spending a fair amount more time trying to do build videos. I'm working on my Iron Man stuff. I would like to do other builds like that where I use the printers to actually make projects. I got a droid over here that I've never finished that I would love to spend some time doing. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep some printers. I'm going to say these are my workhorses. These are the ones I'm going to throw jobs at. And I'm going to stop receiving printers for a little while unless it's one that really might take the place of one of these machines. I think that's going to be a fun exercise as I figure out where it's going to go in the garage, which ones I'm keeping. Anyway, that's my plans, just letting you know. All right, let's go for it. I'm going to grab that 3D printer quick start guide that they sent over. Stephen Poole says he'll take all my extra machines. Well, they are going to go to somewhere. I'm going to tell you a lot of them are going to go to schools, maker spaces. I am considering doing kind of what a Joel does, and maybe like if you live in the Atlanta area and you want to end up on a street corner and stealing a printer out of the back of my car, maybe we'll do something like that here. I think that would be fun if I have enough fans in the Atlanta area that would be willing to drive and get a free printer. So we'll see. That's an idea I'm throwing around, but I just don't know. I don't exactly have Joel's audience. We're doing good here, but not like Joel good. So anyway, maybe if you have a friend in the Atlanta area and you want to get them to meet me, and then they can send you the printer. All right, so go ahead and like do a little switchy uppy thingy. Yeah, okay, let's try this. Of course, it's not oriented right for you. I apologize, but I did want to give you a little look at this. So, how to print? We can print from our phone, apparently. We can print via the PC, or we can print via the method. It has creality cloud support. Does this thing have Wi-Fi? If it does, I was not aware. Apparently, Prepper Joe will just drive over here from Arkansas if I'm giving away free printers. Is that more gas than printer? I'm not sure. All right, so we're going to assemble the printer. All right. They have it color-coded. It appears that the red ones are going to go in the front, and the green and yellows go in the back, and we're going to need some M525s, which they are labeled on the bag, so you just can't read them. M525s. I figured it was my biggest bag. So let's go ahead and get these going. I hope you will all excuse me if I use my own tools. It does come with all the tools to assemble it with their tools, and you guys know how that works, but it's faster this way, let's be honest. So we're going to put the reds facing the front according to this manual. I think I can do this part on the widescreen part. All right, so it's always a fun part where you're trying to figure out the easiest way to do this. I think I'm going to hang it off here. That always seems to work pretty good. And just hang this off my table and get these started. According to this, they want the labels facing forward. So as I'm building this, the smooth side with the label on it is facing forward, while the more extrusion side is facing the back of the printer. Atlanta, but you sound like you're from Eastern Pennsylvania. I don't know what that means. Is that a good thing, a bad thing, or are you just pulling my chain? I'm not sure. I'm okay either way. I don't talk about this much on the channel. I used to have a much thicker accent, but as I moved out of the small town I grew up in, I did try to rid myself a bit of that. Just because you find it's distracting to people, an accent. So, don't have as much accent as I used to. When I get around family, it definitely still comes out, though. As things tend to. I'm sure that happens to everyone with accents. As you move out of your native area, as you get around different people, that changes a bit. All right. Get these front ones attached first. Well, thank you very much, Sharkbite. I appreciate that. I do love a good accent myself. My wife has her way, we'll be moving to Ireland. We love the Irish people. In fact, most of my heritage is from the UK, Ireland, Welsh area of the world. So that would be fun. In fact, the name Kersey is an English word. If any of you are well versed in fabrics, Kersey is a type of fabric. So we're learning a lot here today. I'm just sharing it all because I gotta talk about someone. Prepper Joe sounds like Boomhauer. That's fantastic. It has character. All right, and then it looks like the yellow one is going to go on the back corner this way. Yes, yes, yes. Excuse me. I'll just move that this way and then attach this one. Again, I'm still going with the fact that the smooth sides look like they're supposed to be facing... No, hold on. They're throwing... What do they want me to do? This is tricky. The pictures are showing... Okay, this one doesn't have a smooth side. I'm fooling myself here. So it does go with the yellow facing forward. I can tell by the hole layout. But there isn't a smooth side, so just keep going with the holes facing forward. One stoplight away from Asbury University. Where is Asbury University? I feel like I'm supposed to know that one, but I don't know it off the top of my head. We got 48 people in the chat, 32 likes. Let's go ahead and get some more likes. If you're here enjoying the live stream, if you want to see a printer be built, please go ahead and hit that like button, and we will keep going on this build. No, of course, I'm not stopping if you don't hit the like button, but you know, it's what we do here on YouTube. I will say one thing I'm already noticing on this printer: there are nice corner braces down in this area on both of these corners. We got corner braces, and obviously you don't need them in these corners because the entire housing is a brace. So let's go ahead and do this last one. Again, the number 2, it looks like, is going to go in this back corner here. Looking at the hole arrangement, the holes do go towards the outside, so I have verified that I am installing this correctly. Sharkbite says, want to say that you inspired me much more with the Iron Man helmet. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much with the Iron Man. I'm loving the Iron Man build. I'm just making sure I'm still, sticking to my roots here, doing the 3D printing stuff as well. I've got so much Iron Man stuff coming, though. And I want to say, if you're not into Iron Man, I still think the Iron Man stuff is cool. Take it for whatever, say you ride motorcycles, it's cool. If you are just into tech, it's cool. If you're into VR or augmented reality, it's cool. So I do hope everyone, whether you're into Iron Man or not, Iron Man's the backdrop, Iron Man's the inspiration, but keep in mind that the tech that I'm putting into those videos has a lot of applications, which people love to point out to me in the comments, which I really appreciate. If you have an idea like, hey, do you know you could use this for that? Yeah, please send those over. I love that. So yeah, if you're liking those videos, thank you very much. There's a lot more coming. I've got so much tech I'm working on, 3 or 4 different things at a time. I want to try to start putting out more smaller content, not just those 30-minute videos, but some smaller content as well. All right, there we go. Those are done. It looks like we're just now going to pop on the top. In there. So one thing I like on here, I can already tell you, these handles, the fact that they have given me a large format printer, so obviously if you're building one of these, be careful. The motor is definitely going to go in the back. You can also tell what the front is by looking at which way this grill is facing. It's funny, I didn't notice this when we were first doing the build here, and I'm just verifying. But I didn't notice when we were first building this, the fan for the cooler is actually on the back of the whole extruder mount on the X gantry. The fan is on the back, and it blows down the back and up into the print. And that's kind of a neat design. I haven't seen anyone utilize the back of the gantry like that. That is pretty cool. Again, you're putting this together. Your filament runout sensor is definitely going to go here on the back, and your grill is going to go here on the front, and here is the Sprite extruder as you guys pointed out. Again, we're just going to install the top component. Going to take 8 more of these screws and do what we just did. Super exciting part of the build, where we're just putting all the different extrusions together. I get your opinion while everybody's sitting here, and I have to be silent a little bit sometimes. Do you guys prefer like music in the background? Should I get some sort of background music, like this is a Twitch stream going on, or do you just like it quiet and we just go about our business the way I always hear? Let me know if you would like some sort of mood music in the background. Let me know if that's a thing or not. It's just a thought I had. Pergear says no. Bob says music would be nice. We got a Scott Latina in the house. Our resident Marlin god. I'd call you a Marlin expert, but that definitely doesn't seem to really encompass what you do with Marlin. I have Marlin 2.1.x with input shaping for the Ender 5 S1 just about ready. Scott, send it over. Let me know. I will love to test it out. I'm going to be testing out input shaping very soon on a couple of printers. I know I wasn't able to jump the gun on it like I wanted to because of other projects, too many projects going on at once. But I do plan on putting input shaper on my Ender 5 Plus. I do plan on putting input shaper on the Huracan as well, because I'm a huge fan of that printer. So anyway, thanks for joining us here. So we got some people say yes to music, some people say no to music, so I think apparently I just missed the holes completely on this one, and I'm just screwing into nothing. So that's not good. Yeah, I see what I did. These all got in correctly. This one I'm talking too much and not paying attention. So let me get these backed out, and then we'll fix it up. Yeah, I wish I could play some classic rock. I don't think I'd get demonetized pretty quick. Stream would get shut down. But I'll get this fixed. It was going in too well. There we go. That's actually in there. Craig says no music. So a mix of opinions on the music. I'm sure I'd have to be very careful what music I chose. Wrong music in one direction would be too sleepy. Wrong music in the other direction would be too distracting. So I'll think that through. Mozart, I'm fine with that too. Although, again, you know, Mozart, there's a huge range there. I could end up either putting everyone to sleep, or it could be way too stimulating, and then that won't be good. No one will pay attention to me anymore. Pergear says he can put on his own music. I tend to agree on that one. So, oh, Google is telling me I should insert an ad right here. Does anyone mind if I insert an ad right here while I'm putting together this printer? Google says I should. So I should entertain you with an ad. Interesting live stream situation they've given us here. What's your opinion? I did it last time at the end of the stream, and people were like, oh yeah, that was no big deal. Yeah, add away, because if you've got an ad blocker, you won't see it. Anyway, that's an interesting decision. Let's try it. Hey guys, there's going to be an ad right here. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if that helps the channel. If you see an ad, watch an ad. You won't miss anything. Let's give it a shot. There's an ad going on. Totally blocked. So Coffee to Clutch decided, I don't need to give you any money. I blocked you. That's fine. I don't mind it at all. I understand. I know how people do. That's fine. I'll just keep on talking. YouTube Premium. Craig knew what to do there. There was a skip. Fantastic. YouTube Premium. I'm a YouTube Premium member because I watch a lot of YouTube and I save myself a lot of time. and the creators still get paid, which I'm a big fan of. No one saw an ad? That's fine. That was done. Thank you everybody for sticking around. Or did I lose 10 people? I'm not sure. That's fine. Anyway, let's do it. So I think everything is tightened down. Yep. Very tight. Very nice. Well-assembled machine. I like it. Let's check and see if it's square. I haven't attached any of the brackets yet, but I do have some squares here, machinist squares. Let's see how it's looking. It's just a touch off. Not bad. That one is not off at all that I can see. That one does not appear to be off. It's going to be hard to tell on that, so let's go ahead and keep doing it this way. That one is not off at all. That one is not off at all. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. The only one I kind of saw that was off was this one. Just barely, but that's the only one I'm noticing. So overall, a good assembly. Looks pretty square. All right. Thank you all for sticking around for the ad. Thought I'd give it a shot. If it's a way to, not inconvenience you very much, make a little bit of money for the channel so I can keep doing this, it's a win-win. All right. So next up, put the print platform component on the foam support and combine it with the Z-axis component to form a Z-axis kit. Then fasten it with N25 screws. Okay. Okay. So we're going to grab the bed because that's what it was talking about. Going to need a little bit more room here. That's not a problem. And as I mentioned, I was just thinking about it. I still haven't gone through the printer specs. We'll do that while the test print's going. We're going to have plenty of time while the print's going. So let's grab that. I'm going to grab this. It thinks I need some form of... Let's see. Z motor goes on the bottom. It says to find a piece of foam for support. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much that's going to help or matter. But we can. Fasten it with number 25 screws. Those might be number 25, not those. Those might be the same ones I've been using. We have more M5 by 25s, but these are the same as these, like the same ones I've been using. Yeah, they're the same ones I've been using, these M5 by 25s. So, I guess we just keep doing the way we were doing. There's just a whole bunch of M5 by 20s there. M5 by 30s. M5 by 14s. And more M5 by 25. Okay. A lot of different ones here. I've assembled all of these. All right, let's just go with it. I'm not going to do this exactly the way I'm supposed to, so we'll see if I make this funny. Is the bed insulated? Boom. The bed is fully insulated. All edge to edge. So let's go ahead and just grab these M525s, which is what it says to use. Yep. Okay. Nothing to it. Is that a thicker bed? Looks pretty standard to me. It's a good size thickness. Let's see. The part's a little tricky. Need to learn need to lean the machine. Yeah. I'm just going to go with this for now. Ender 5 Plus has a larger bed. Yes, it does. This is the original Ender 5 size. which is just a standard 220 bed. Time to use all my dexterity points on putting together this machine. If you play D&D, you understand the reference. Okay. Yes, I know the reference wasn't perfect, but it gets the point across. There he goes. Solid bed mounts, absolutely. We'll talk about that in 1 second. I'll show it to you. Scott says he's a fan of the machine. Two things though, the UI needs some work. What UI doesn't need work if it involves a touchscreen? I mean, very honest with you, there aren't many touchscreens I actually like very much. The Marlin Text UI always had some more features. And the out-of-the-box acceleration is too high. Yeah, I'm not surprised on that one. I think they said on the website, if I remember, that the acceleration is set to like 2,000 out of the box, which is just insane to me. Anyway. Soval 6 Plus touchscreen is rather nice. That's good to know. All right, so show it to you. Solid bed mounts. We go straight from extrusion to thick metal plate. You know, they've included the anti-sag relief here. I don't think these are going to do anything. If you're sagging with these, you know, 2020 extrusions and a solid piece of steel, I don't think these are going to help much. I think they probably included these just so people would stop printing them and going, you have to have them. So now they've included them for one less thing for you to complain about. I don't think they're going to do much. I can't imagine that those are going to be a huge help. Anyway, let's see. Place the... excuse me. There we go. Thank you very much, Red81. Red81 says, I am a legend. Helped with the 5 Plus videos. Very happy that they're still coming in handy all this time later. And I mean that. I really do. Thank you so much for dropping in and telling me. I appreciate it. Bed bounces like crazy when doing my cross and fill with them. I had to print them for my E5. Yep. The regular E5 is a different machine. It's not built the same way. This is built more like the Ender 6s. All right, so now we're going to turn this one over, and we're going to put them on. It does come with them. It's not like I'm just going to sit here and like not build it correctly and then tell you that there's something wrong. So upside down, and we're going to fix the platform linear bearing and So we do have these. We have a left and a right. It looks like it's going to go on the outside. So this way. Yep, that one goes there. This one goes here. And we are going to place this upside down on the foam, then fix the platform support to the linear bearing and lock it with number 6 screws, 26 screws. Okay. I don't know what these number 26 screws are. Ah, 26. Oh, those are referring to here. Okay. 26 screws are the M5 by 25s again. Okay. And then M5 by 20s are the, okay. So number 26 screws, I said, are the more M5 by 25s. But these are the ones that do not have the spring washers on them. All right, so these are these, I believe. We don't need the spring washers on these. So we're going to grab one of these. Yep. That's going to go there. And we can just manually screw these in for now. The linear rod's 10 or 12 millimeters. I'm going to go with Scott and say 12. Scott, I'm sure, knows because he is working with one of these. 5 Plus has 10s, but has 4. These are 12s, and they look beefy. You are absolutely right. Okay, so we're going to attach these first. I think I'm going to go a little bit off the instructions and attach these before I attach these. I don't know. I feel better about that for some reason. Those are number 27s, which are the M5 by 20s. M5 by 20s right here. And again, these are ones without washers. Yes, these are the ones without washers. Exoslide candidate. That's a good question. I guess we'll see. Whether it needs exoslide or not. I'm sure Exoslide would say that they need exoslides, but whether they do or not, I'm not sure. M5 by 20s. Okay, so M5 by 20s going here. I'm going to go ahead and attach these first. That's my personal preference. Okay, so I'm going to get these attached down first. And then we will get the other ones attached down also. Got some people doing second Z's on Ender 5s and Ender 6s. I think that's a fantastic idea if that's what you want to do. My Ender 5 I learned later, and I talked about this in one of my past pre-done videos. I learned my Ender 5 is not like everyone else's Ender 5s. Mine was one of the first few off the line. My Ender 5 I did not, by the way, receive from Creality. That was one I bought myself. It's the first printer I bought from Creality. My original Ender 5, though, had a different bed mounting, a different bed, like, holding system than the ones that they ended up shipping with. That's why my Ender 5 is a little bit more stable than everyone else's. It's one giant piece of metal, nothing cut out. It's just a giant piece of steel. Something I didn't realize until later, that mine was different than everyone's. It's the cantilever bed support on mine doesn't do anything because the bed doesn't move. I learned that was different than everyone else's at a later time. But, okay. Let's tighten this one down. Again, that was just the luck of the draw. They put out, hey, we've got this new printer. It's called an Ender 5. We've got 10 of them for sale, 10 or 15 or something. And I jumped on that, and I bought one. And those were a little bit different than the rest. Dominic loves his Ender 5. Don't blame you. Don't blame you. Okay. All right. So, whether these do anything or not, if they shore it up, if they just make it shake less, there we go. We've got them now. Okay. And we should be into the home stretch here. I'm going to tilt this into the back of the machine. And then, yeah, we're going to tilt it. We get everything in all the way. Be sure the bottom optical access holder is located in the profile. Be placed between the top profile and the optical access. What is an optical access? Are they talking about some sort of optical end stop? No, that end stop's not optical. I don't know. Okay. End stop here, optical? Yes. Nope, that's not optical either. Anyway, so this one is going to take some M530s to assemble. We got 4 M530s here. And there's a lot of questions coming in the chat I'm going to have to come back to, everyone, or you're going to have to re-ask later. I apologize. Trying to get it built at this point. I've noticed also this bed doesn't fall by itself, so they got the right pitch on the screw. So So that's good to know. Let's get this in here. We are going to take it up in here, take it back down, and I think I know what Scott was talking about. Little finicky here. You have to, you take it down and then back up. Okay. I see how they want you to do it. So you have to tilt it this way, put it down in the hole, then come back up in like that. Okay. I hope everyone caught that. It's in the manual. That's it. So there is a trick to that. So as Scott mentioned, you got to tilt it the right way. All right, so we're going to take these M530s and stick it together. Yeah, at me. If you at me in the chat, I'll know you're asking me specifically. If not, talk amongst yourselves, and we're good to go. Because those ats will show up. Get these all in here. I didn't drop it? Okay, I dropped it. I just didn't lose it. Okay. Get this assembled. All I'm doing is putting some M530s here on the back that holds in the Z gantry. Not a bad build. I will say that out of a lot of the printers I've built lately, this is a lot more work than what a lot of printing companies have been putting into their packing and their builds. This is more involved than what I've had to do lately. So Creality, not big on the pre-assembled components at this point. All right, tighten this up. Again, if you just showed up, I am using my own tools on this, but this did come with all the tools you need to assemble this machine. I just chose not to use them for speed considerations. All right. Assembled optical access holder to be clamped to the profile. Still think they're using the wrong word there. What's an optical access holder? I don't know. Okay. Align the top of the Z-axis kit with the profile, and then we're going to use those number 24 screws. Then we're going to install, it does come with diagonal bracing that is meant for this back panel, and I think they did that so that, pretty sure they did that because a lot of your weight and a lot of your force is being applied on these back uprights, and so what they thought they'd do is we'll put some extra bracing there that will keep the machine from rocking this way when this is moving up and down or when this is supporting a large load. So I think that that was the idea there. Okay, looking at this one should be the right. Is that the right? I guess right and left is relative. Is that what this is? Because if I look at it this way, let's see, this would be the right. Is that how they want it? If I don't get it on here right, it's probably not going to go together right. Oh, one says L. They both say L and R. It just depends on which way you turn it. Huh. Okay. That I was not expecting. So, all right. So L faces up on this side, and R faces up on this side. Ah, okay, I see what they did there. Let's see, now to put these in, I'm going to need some M520s. Those are the ones I had out earlier, and I do have 4 of those left. These are the ones without the, these are the ones that come without the washers on them. Let's go ahead and get those in here. I think this will help with the whole bracing of the machine. Again, as usual, whenever you're building something like this, make sure that get everything started before you tighten anything down. I'm going to go ahead and get all 4 of these in here before I tighten anything down. Just make sure everything is lined up as much as possible. And then we'll tighten it all down. Okay. Go ahead and tighten these up. Don't need to over tighten them. They are plastic, so make sure if you're tightening these down. Definitely don't want to crack your bracing because you thought it needed more than it did. There we go. Okay, there we go. Bracing is done. I think we're getting close. We're getting close here. So spool holder. I'm going to go ahead and get it attached first. Simple spool holder. If you've seen one of these put together or you've built one, you've built them all. They all use the same basic method and then they lock into place. Then we're going to need some M5x14s, which are these silver colored ones. And then the spool holder, it looks like, is going to go on the outside over here. Everything up until that point was using the same wrench. Now we are switching it up. And this just goes over here. There are holes in the chassis for this. Jack wants a Voron. I want a Voron too. I don't have one either. Said for a while that I would build one, but you know what? I haven't built one because I haven't had time. Haven't had time, and no one has offered to send me a kit. You know, if someone offered to send me a Voron kit, it'd probably be hard to turn down. But I have not had anyone reach out to me and send one this way. So if you have a favorite Voron manufacturer and you want to entice me, let them know. But no, so far I haven't had anyone reach out and said, hey, we want to send you a Voron kit. And you can spend like a week building it on streams. Because that's what I figured it would take. Okay. That is there, and that is good. All right, equipment connecting. Now we get to connect all of the wires and everything up. It looks like they've done a pretty good job of labeling everything. So what I want to do, I'm not going to catch all of it, but what I will do is I'll switch to the close-up camera a bit and see if I can get some of this on camera as I try to wire everything up nicely. Let's see. If I do this one and then back it up and then raise it up, that might be just enough to be interesting. So let's give that a shot. We're going to try to get that built right there. Okay, so we're going to connect the X-axis motor cable to the X-axis limit switch. X-axis. Are these any of these X? Not sure. We'll see where they put the X's. There's Y. That's D. Okay. These X. Yep, I found the X ones. So out of this big spool here, I've got a couple in my hand off this offshoot. That is going to go to the X. And X is down here. So this is this the X here? I think it is. Yeah, that's it. So we've got an X motor, which you guys can't see what I'm doing. Look up in the little window up top. Look up in the little window. We've got the X up here on the top. So I'm going to plug that in there. We're going to plug this one in here. All right. And then next up, we are going to connect the filament detection. That's what D stands for. D is for detector. So that is the little standalone wire that is all by itself here. That is going to go to the filament detector, and that's have a recommended, they're like go over and, okay, just go over and do it. So filament detector is right here. I'm going to plug that in there, and they just say kind of go over with it. We'll sort that out in a minute. C, connect the extruder plug. So the extruder one is the big plug. That's this big boy right here. And again, check out the little window. You'll see where I'm attaching this. It's pretty simple. We're going to spread out the connector here on top. Here, let me go wide for a minute. So here is this. We've got the connector. It should be keyed. The key is on the back of the connector. We spread out the locks, and then as we push this in, it should self-lock, and it does, and then we can make sure it's locked in. And they've even done a really good job here by giving us a cable management right here, so we can tuck that cable management in. I really like that. You can see right here, it is back and away. We don't need to print out the cable management. We are apparently trying to get away from the days of Creality where all the upgrades had to be printed. The bed supports, the wire management, all that used to have to be printed out. Apparently Creality is doing their best to kind of preempt us now, go, what are they going to print when they first get their printer, and they're saving us the time. Some of you may be very disappointed that you can't print all these upgrades. Pergear says, what became of that big handmade printer you were making long ago? That big handmade printer is in my dining room. My wife would love for me to put it on this bench and finish it and get it out of the dining room. So maybe after I'm done with these last couple of printers that have been sent me, maybe I'll just bring the big printer in here and we'll get it finished. It's kind of a monstrosity at this point, but it would still be really good at printing chest armor, which is what it was originally designed for. So maybe we'll come back to that in the future. Anyway, let's go to Y. So the Y are the next braided cable, I believe. Yep, this one's Y. Y is going to be right down here. We are going to, it looks like they just want me to come in here. Right in this hole right here, this is the Y motor. And so we're going to plug in our Y motor right here. Again, all these are keyed. If you haven't built a machine before, these are keyed. You can't put them in the wrong way. They won't let you. And then somewhere there's a Y end stop. Let me look at the picture. It apparently is right next to it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the Y end stop. It's going to be hard for me to show you, but the Y end stop is right down in this hole. Not the easiest thing to get my big fingers into, but there we go. There's the Y. And I've crossed over some wires here, which I don't like at all. So I'm going to undo my X here real fast, straighten up these wires I crossed. All right. Let's fix that. Took 2 seconds. All right. Z motors. So the Z is down here on the bottom. As you can see, the cables are right here ready to go. Again, I shouldn't be able to plug these in backwards. We've got same thing we had for X and Y. We've got a Z motor, the Z motor, and we have a Z end stop. All right, there's Z motor. There's Z end stop. Fantastic. And then the last thing to do is the bed. So the bed has this fantastic heavy-duty connector that will go in over here on this side. You can see that connector right, or you can't see that connector. Nope, that way is not the right way. That's the connector for the bed. So we're going to go ahead. Again, should only plug in one direction because it has a certain number of pins in a certain orientation. So we just push that in there and we'll tighten it down. All right. Pergear says, definitely tell the wife that we're going to get rid of that printer. I'm going to do that. After this live stream, I will let my wife know that the audience has spoken and I need to get the printer out of the dining room. Good to know. All right. So that is there. They do show some cable management, so let's go ahead and do that. They show, I think all of this needs to kind of come up here. They've got this little cable manager right here. Can you see that? Hopefully your screen is big enough because they've given us this little cable management thing here. And so I'm going to just take that and get both this whole cable here all fits in this cable manager here, which is doing a fantastic. Thank you so much, Jack. Jack Faxon just told me that was a DIN connector. And you know what? I used to know that. I haven't heard that name in a long time, but you're absolutely right. That's a DIN connector, D-I-N. Anyway, so here we are. And that goes right in there. And I love it. We've got a lot of cable management. If you're looking up top here, the cable management is strong with this machine. Next up, we're going to go ahead and install the Teflon tube. So let's just go wide again. We have the Teflon tube. This is not technically a Bowden tube because it's not Bowdening. It's just taking that filament from point A to point B. So we have this and the extruder, which has to be over here somewhere. What am I missing? Where does that go? Goes into the top over here. All right, goes into the filament runout sensor. And they actually do want us to use that little blue connector they gave us, which looked like it was in an extra parts bag. But it's got the extra nozzle in here. But it's the little blue connector that will tighten that down and keep it from coming out. So we're going to go and put that back here too. Yep. Yeah, I know. I asked there briefly where the extruder was. Duh. It is a direct drive extruder. I'm not used to it on an Ender 5, okay? This is the first Ender 5, and I'm checking my mind. This is the first Ender 5 that has a direct drive extruder. I'm not used to it. I'm still getting accustomed to the new ways. Okay, that's on there. Now they want us to do cable management. There's cable management in the book, folks. That's how far we've come. We got cable management right here in the book. They tell us what to do. So they did come with this little twisty cable management thing. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. And they want us to go ahead and attach the Bowden, the Teflon tube, to our cable harness here. And then we twist. Now that keeps everything up here and out of the way. So that's actually one of the reasons you keep the tubes, folks. If you think you're just getting rid of the tube, don't do it. The tube is an excellent way to get all the wiring to your hot end. Keep that in mind. They also say we need a zip tie because apparently they actually tell us everywhere to put these cables. Oh man. Okay, let me just go and show you what I'm looking at. This is a book right over here that shows us everywhere to do our cable management. There are cable ties, there are little slip covers that are going to be everywhere that keep everything out of the way and nice. The number of people that have asked me, how do you cable manage an Ender 5 Plus? Fair question. It's not an easy machine to figure out, but this machine tells you. This machine tells you at least the manufacturer recommended way to do it. And that's my phone. Okay. Let's go ahead and at least get some of these installed because I don't want it to get hung up on anything. We don't have to have it perfect for the test prints, but this will keep it from getting stuck on anything. So we have that. apparently along the back. Oh, okay. So, let me show you. They have cable management built into this chassis quite a bit. If you'll notice right here, there's two little zip tie holders that are designed to keep your Y axis clean. There's actually three, because there's one up here too. You see that? A little zip tie holder right here. So there actually appears to be three zip tie holders. Yep, along the way. So let me go and grab some zip ties and my snips. And I'm really, again, kind of impressed. So we're going to go and fully extend that. We're going to go ahead, zip tie this one. Okay. I'll put the zip tie in. And then we're going to put the cable on top of it. And we're going to zip the zip tie. And you can't see what I'm doing. What else is new? All right. So we're going to go ahead and zip tie that one. Keep it all nice. Okay. Now that can be snipped. All right. And then we have, again, we can go ahead all the way. We know that's going to be fully extended. Give it a little bit of leeway. And then we'll go ahead and get these zip tied down. We'll tighten everything up nicely. Okay. They do kind of stay loose, which is not a problem at all. This is a moving piece of equipment, so if they have a little bit of play in them, there's nothing wrong with that. It'll keep it from being too rigid and something getting caught or stuck, hopefully. There we go. So those three have all covered our X. Now I'm going to make sure, got everything attached here. Do we have full range of motion? We do. Nothing is getting caught. I'm going to check these X wheels. They're definitely not too loose. Or excuse me, Y wheels are definitely not too loose. Z wheels, or X wheels, good Lord. The X wheels, which are the ones on the X gantry, are also not too loose. Everything feels good and tight. All right. I think the only ones left to do now are the ones on the back. Right here. And we're going to go ahead. And I put those somewhere. Yep, and they want like... I see. Okay. So right here, this just cleans this up for us. So we got these, see these right here? They're just a little, they snap into extrusions. They're pretty nice. And that's just going to straighten up all of these things. Keep the cables nice. Actually going to take each of the two loose wires and put them in the hole. And then we're going to take the big wire and have it be held down with the creality. There we go. Look at there. It's nice. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, okay. At least for the most part. And we have another one for about midway down. I'm going to line up my creality Is that on there? Okay. Pretty good. Then one last creality tie down here. That side is now nice and secure. One thing I noticed up here on the top, I didn't get this cable where I was supposed to. I'm going to tuck it behind the tube. Now that cable is no longer loose. And then we're also going to, over here, this is the bed. We're going to go ahead and also use these to secure the bed. It should go flat enough to secure. Yep. And then it says one more about halfway up. All right. Looks good. And I think we're done with cable management. And now we can print something. So we're going to level, auxiliary level, auto leveling, Z-axis compensation. So first thing we're going to do, of course, is get our Z offset set correctly. And then it says we're ready for first printing. We can slice, we can load. Excuse me while I fix my mic. So it looks like we're about ready to go, because now we're about to switch languages. And when we switch languages in the book, you know you've gone too far. All right. Happy with it. It looks like it all moves well. Let me grab some of my garbage out of the way. And I'm going to take a sip. Thank you, Ben. I already took care of that earlier in the video. Looks nice, but I wish they'd graduate from the V-wheels. They just need to buy themselves a good little linear rail company and start including them all over the place. Everything looks like it moves well. I'm going to check. There's a little cap on the Z-axis, on the Z-screw here. I'm just going to leave it. I don't see any reason to take it off. But Z moves well. Y moves well. X moves well. And I think we're about ready to plug it in. So let me see if I've got a plug. I do. It is still on 115 because things don't magically change. I'm going to go and plug this in. I'm going to just leave it here for the initial boot. I think you'll see it well enough there. It's a pretty big screen and it looks like you got a good view of it. What's Scott say? Flashing firmware onto the E5 cross sending to set EEPROM byte offset 90. Oh wow, okay. All right, Scott. I'm going to get in touch with Scott later when it's time for me to flash the firmware on this, because it sounds like there are some steps to do that I haven't had to do before on a printer. So let's go ahead. Let's cut it on. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Takes a second, but I'm hearing life. And it looks like I see a Creality logo. Aww. There's a Creality logo of sorts, and it looks like we're good. Is the Hotend upgradable / proprietary? I bet you someone in the chat can answer that better than me, because I actually haven't watched a whole lot of footage on this. Obviously, I haven't tried to take it apart yet, so I don't want to comment too much on something I haven't tried to do. Let me go ahead. Let's get... Actually, I was going to come around the front, but I think what I'm going to do instead is let's go over this way, get to a close-up shot, so whoop, and not drop it off the table. I think one of these days I'll get a wider table. Let's go to a nice close-up shot. We'll go down here. All right. Because I would like to show you what I am seeing. Let's do it that way. Get a little bit closer. Good camera, good camera. All right, and it looks like it's going to focus up a little bit for us. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead to prepare. Or we go to settings. Where did they tell me to go? No. Okay, we're going to go back to home. Where did it tell me to go? It said to go to auxiliary leveling, auto leveling. That's not anywhere on the home screen, so they skipped a step. Leveling method. Oh, we're homing. Let's go ahead and go wide at the same time so you can see what's going on here. It looks like Z homes to the bottom. That's annoying as crap. May I just say that that's annoying? Z homing to the bottom. Wow. Ugh. Okay, this is the slowest homing printer I've ever seen. I'll wait. Scott says, note the stock firmware can't read subfolders. It displays folders as files. Fantastic. Keep that in mind. I don't use subfolders a lot when I'm printing, but it shouldn't have been a difficult thing to implement, I suppose. All right, the CR Touch did its job. All right. Okay. Not looking forward to those homing sequences. Scott, I'm looking forward to your new firmware, which has a much faster homing process, at least I'm sure hoping, because that is a pretty slow homing process there. We're going to go back and forth here on the different displays. We're going to go to auto leveling. There is no Z-axis compensation. I think wow, okay, so I don't think that what it says is here. I'm not seeing any Z-axis compensation. That's not on here as a thing. There's some Z offset here. And I'm going to just kind of eye it, I think. If I can. Yeah, I think I can. Let's try. That may be the wrong direction. I'm just eyeing it, like I said, give you a little bit more of a view there. I don't think the manual's right in terms of where that menu was supposed to be. I do have my... I can either use a sheet of paper or I can use my feeler gauges. I don't see my feeler gauges, of course, because I'm doing a live stream, and I use them all the time, so they're clearly not here. I do have this nice little wham bam sheet that I can probably use. It'll be good enough, and then I can so this is what they mean by this, but all right, we're going to go with that. I think that's a good level, so if anyone wants to know, okay. So I have got about a negative 0.51. Okay, now I could level up the whole bed if I want to. Sounds like a plan. Let's just go ahead and level up. I want to make sure everything is square. That's pretty good. Go a little tighter. There we go. Let's do the next one. This does have auto leveling, but if you're, if you know anything about 3D printing, or if you're new to the hobby, it's good to square your bed up, to tram your bed up before you actually use the auto leveling. Otherwise, things won't be square to begin with. So that's what I'm doing right now. Always better to square it up, at least, the first time in every, 30 days or whatever. Square up your bed, even if you're using auto leveling. Let's see how that's holding up. A little loose in the middle now. I noticed I didn't heat the bed. I'm just doing this cold. It didn't tell me to heat the bed. If you watch Chuck Hellebach, he's at least from his testing has shown that it doesn't make a big difference whether you heat things up or not. I can also modify this when I am just actually doing the when I'm actually doing the first print. I can modify my Z offset a bit and square it up better. Okay, we're going to call that good. We can now move into auto leveling and just hit start. So let's auto level this. It does not have solid bed mounts. No, hey, that is a very good point, Ben. Thank you for mentioning that. There are not springs on the bed. They are using solid mounting spacers, meaning that they are like a flexible rubber material rather than a spring. You only have a little bit of give on each of your corners. So that's a very good point, Ben. Thank you for pointing that out. This is using just the spacer. So you've got a little bit of movement, but not a whole lot. So we're going to do the auto bed leveling here. This is the printer moving. It's a good question, Jack. I mean, it does set Z max. It knows when you've tried to print too far, I suppose. That's all I got. Like, it makes sure that you won't print more the height than you're supposed to. Apparently, Scott's planning on just not worrying about the Z in stop at all. Scott, I'm sure you could modify it to where if you ever hit that Z stop, it just hard quits. But otherwise, it doesn't pay any attention to it. Otherwise, it's ridiculous to go through all of that. I know that bar is in your way there, and it's crooked. There we go. Whoop. It is bed leveling, which is important for your first print. And we're leveling. Creality is getting an excellent advertisement here. Da, 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 da. Hey guys, while the bed is leveling, let's go for one of those fancy commercials again. All of you that are YouTube Premium will notice nothing. All of you that have ad blockers will notice nothing. And all of you that don't have either will be able to skip it in 5 seconds. See you in a minute. All right, is everybody back? Did I successfully run an ad in the middle of my live stream? Are we officially broadcast television now? I actually think it's kind of, I don't know, there's something almost endearing about an insert ad button, like I am running a broadcast studio here. It's kind of funny. Coffee to clutch, barely made it. No, I've got plenty of time to go through the stats on the printer, Alan. So don't worry about the stats. We're going to get to that once we start the live print. We will go through all the stats on the printer, and we are done. It is time to print something. Yeah, the leveling is slow. The homing is slow. It's not the quickest. I hope it prints faster than this, because right now I'm like, okay, I don't exactly know what we're doing in terms of print speed. Let's go ahead. Let's do a little bit of that. All right. Let's see what is on here. It is done. Let's go ahead. I think you can see this one more second. There we go. See if we can find a test print on here. There better be a test print on here. Although I haven't put in the SD card yet. I would have a whole lot to complain about if I wouldn't put that in. Maybe check that Z0 beforehand. What do you mean, Scott? You think I should recheck to see if it kept the offset, or just check the offset to make sure it's good? We can do that. Not a problem at all. Let's go ahead and do that. Leveling method. It's going to home again. Scott! Didn't you realize I would have to home if I did that? Oh, man. Look at what we've done. Look at what we've done. We're going to go and put our SD card in here while it's homing. I didn't save my Z offset. I think Scott said it saved automatically. At least that's what I thought Scott said, unless I misunderstood. No, I'm not adding filament. I can't add filament until I heat it up. Does this have a way on the display to send a G1 Z0.1 without having to actually hook up a computer or anything? Does it have a command sending? Let me know. I'll let you know about the direct drive extruder in just a minute. All right. It did save my Z offset. So Z offset is currently set at negative 0.51, and it's a little tight, just a little. But I've got a big old piece of cardstock here, so I'm going to leave it where it is. All right, we're going to leave it. I'm okay with it. Let's go ahead. We'll call that done. Let's go ahead and prepare. Well, yeah, hopefully prepare menu has a movement, yes. So I'm going to go ahead, move by 10. We're going to get Z to move. Hopefully down means it. Yes, down means down. Fantastic. That feels a lot further than 10. I said 10. Why is it continuing to go? What is it doing? I said 10. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know why I said to go down 10 and it's just dropping like a brick. Alrighty. I'm just going to... Okay. It has to home again. I moved it. Of course. It's the obvious thing that it does. We got two choices for filament today. We have blue Polymaker. I think this is Polylite PLA. Or we have pink PLA Pro from Filament 1. We're going to do a voting, so you don't need to say it. I'm just going to run a poll real quick, whether you want pink or blue. Let's see. I know I used to be able to. No, that's not it. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Filament. Filament. Filament 1 pink or Polymaker blue. All right, let's ask. There it is. Everyone vote. I'll leave that up while I'm heating this thing up. So let's go ahead. It's moved away now. We're going to do temperature preparation. It has a preheat PLA, so let's go ahead and just do that. It heats up to 205/60, as you can see right there. And we're going to go ahead and let it go. Let's go back to the home screen. And we can see right here its progress. Let's see. I like both filaments, but I'm thinking pink Looks like this is a very close one, it looks like. Looks like Polymaker's barely sticking it out. So if you want to vote, we got 63 people. Everyone vote in this poll. Go over, if you're somewhere else, come back, vote real quick to get everyone in. You have until it is fully heated. Once it's fully heated, I'm going to take the choice. And that's what we're going to go with. So you can see we're up to 150. We're running out of time. We got 59% blue. 59% blue. You know, if I was voting, I kind of like the pink, to be honest. But I don't, you know. I'm leaving it up to you. All right. We're about up to temperature 199. I'm not going to wait for the bed to get up to temp because we need to load the filament. So we'll see if it gets up to temp. 190, 200. Everyone done voting? We're up to, wow, this is a close one. By the way, we still have more viewers than likes. So while you're voting, you can go hit that like button. Go do that. That'll help out. I'm sure it'll home again. It always has to home again before it prints, Jack. You know that. Wow, pink tried to pull it out here in the end, but we're at 205 and blue wins. Whoa! What just happened? What just happened? All the pink voters came here, decided to take it back. Look at there. Wow. You guys, the audience never makes it easy. So if I stick with what I said, now we're 50-50 again. So if I stick with what I said, blue won when it was at temp. We're still at 204, I guess, if it ever like settles down on a temp. We're at 205. If I stick with what I said, I think blue was there when we hit temp. But yeah, it's like a gender reveal, isn't it? I didn't even mean for it to be like that. I'm going to end the poll, but we're going with blue because I'm a man of my word, or at least I desperately try to be. So we're going with the blue. Keeping my word, I said it was blue, so let's go ahead and just do the blue. And let's get this loaded. Let's get it loaded. It should be pretty easy to load. Goes here on the side. And I can tell you right now, I smell that new printer smell, that burning smell that you get on a new printer. We're going to take it up through that filament sensor. Oh yeah, that's a mighty fine new printer smell right there. If you haven't ever smelled that, it's like the printer version of a new car smell. It's that first burn. It's sometimes the bed. It's sometimes the nozzle. It's sometimes the electronics, if you get the right machine. But anyway, we should be able to prepare. Let's see if they have a filament loader. What is this, in and out? In and out. Look at there. In and out. So let's go in. Do we have to tell it how far? Let's just do 50. In. Am I missing something? There's the temp. There's the in. 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 Hey Scott, you want to tell me? Was it in the axis movement? Did I miss it? Z, X, Y, in and out. In. How much? 50. Go. Is it pulling on it? If it's pulling on it, it's doing it very slowly. What if I do 10? Maybe I didn't want to do 50. Okay, it's pulling it in now. I don't know what it's doing before. Okay, it's pulling it in now. I'm kind of having to fill it. The sort of default extruder speed here is pretty slow. Let's do 10 more. Yeah, okay, it's doing what I'm telling it to. It's just slow. It is direct drive. All right. Can I do 20? Can I speed this up a little bit? Okay. I think it's just extremely slow. I mean, I'm sitting here holding it and it's doing it, but it's still going. I'll let you know if I see anything coming out of the nozzle. Not yet. That's why I was trying to do like 50. I don't know how long this extruder path is. I can, which way does this go? Does it go this way and then I can push? Okay, I'm just pushing. Oh look, I pushed it right out. Okay, you can't push it from there. If you push it from there, it will not work. It will just push it out. There's nothing holding in this end of the Bowden tube. It will just push it right out. So apparently if I want to push it through, I have to push it through here, which works. All right, so now I've loaded the nozzle. It is loaded. I can grab this little bit of filament that's squeezed out. Scott was wondering what was the color they tested with. I don't see a test color, Scott. I don't know if this ran through QA. Anyway, I guess, I mean, like you said, it could be faster for filament release. I can just pull this off and do whatever I need to. There's also a manual dial on the top. I didn't mention that. So technically I can, if the motor's not engaged, I can technically just wind it in myself. The auto spooling is just kind of lost here. So let's find something to print. There is a S1 rabbit and an S1 boat. You know what we're going to do, but I'm going to do this one quickly, folks. We're going to do a quick community interaction. There is a quick poll, and we are going to go which print rabbit, boat, and you need to vote quickly on this one. Let me know, rabbit or the boat. I like direct drive printers, and I'm going to say it like that. I actually don't know which one of these is going to be faster, otherwise I would just pick the quicker of the two. So it's either a rabbit or a boat. Rabbits are faster than boats. I don't know about that. I guess it depends on the boat and depends on the rabbit. We got rabbit is quickly taking off here. The rabbit's in the lead, leading the tortoise behind. All right. We're going to end this poll. Rabbit's clearly winning here. So I'll leave the poll up while I'm doing this. I mean, forget it. But I do want to get, while you guys are finishing that up, let's go ahead and get this set up to watch all of the amazing details that you're going to get when I start printing. We're going to, there's never a right way, really. I mean, there's plenty of wrong ways to show you how to do this. I'm sure I'm doing it the most wrong way. So give me a minute. We're going to get it right. Yep, this is definitely the most wrong way. So I hope you're okay with the most wrong way possible. I didn't lower my, we're just going to advertise for Creality here for a minute. While I make you all a bit ill. That's right, we do it live. That should be just about perfect. What you think? Just about right, right? It's all about the audience here. on Kersey Fabrications. Okay, I think it knows what I want to look at. Let's find out. If not, I'll back it off and you can see it from a little bit further back. But I think that looks pretty good. All right, we're going to end this poll. And Rabbit clearly won. So let's go ahead. I'm going to back it off to start the print. And then once everything's going, I can go in for a close-up. So Rabbit wins. And it looks like we are off to the races, as it were. Let's go ahead and get that bit of schmut off of there. Smuts? Smuts? I'm not good with my Yiddish today. I'm sure someone can correct me. It's the internet. What are we waiting on? It says Rabbit. Oh, I have to hit play. There we go. Now we're playing. Oh, good. It's going to home. I didn't see that coming. It goes down pretty quick. It just has a long way to go. Yep, just a long way to go. And then it'll go back up to the top. Schmitz. A lot of in-stop finding going on here. Well, it is returning faster than it did before. So for some reason, okay, it didn't even use the probe to find the bed. It didn't even use the probe to find the bed this time. It just used the Z in-stop. For what that's worth. Looks like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to change the leveling. It may be, no, it's good. All right, I'm not changing the leveling. It didn't even use the probe. It used the probe to level the bed. That's about all. There we go. It is printing. It's not printing a raft, which is a huge improvement compared to what it usually does. Normally these test prints always have rafts. This one doesn't have a raft. It does have some mad acceleration though. I hear the cooling fan just cut on. Do we see a... It does allow me to Z-step if I need to. Let's get in a little bit closer if we can. That's the opposite direction of close. Let's see if it can figure out what I actually want to look at. And I don't want to look at the creality. I want to look at this right here. There we go. Can it stay focused on that instead of me? Look at there. Fantastic. Thank you, camera, for doing exactly what I asked. There we go. It is printing a rabbit. Doing a good job. It's already to the infill. Check that out. What's it running for the part cooling fan? It looks like a 50-20. Right? 50-20? 50-15? What is it? 50-10, excuse me. No, it is a 50-15? 60. 50. Yeah, 50. 5015. It is a 5015 blower fan with, like Scott said, a fang-like duct. And it is flying through this little bunny. It's going to be a very small bunny, but it's going really quick at it. It is already 9% done. Let's go ahead, I brought it up here somewhere. While this is printing, I'm just going to talk to you about the specs. I don't actually need to show you the screen. If you want to follow along, I'm going to send you a link to the details. This is the product page from Creality. If you're looking for where to buy this from, check out the description of this video and you will have links as well as discount codes. If you haven't been here the entire time, I did want to tell you once again that this video, where is it? This video is sponsored by Pergear. And Pergear, this is a new company that I'm working with. They wanted to send me a printer. I said, sure, no strings attached. They sent me the printer. They said, just include our links. So that's what you have here in the description of my video. You have where to buy it direct. You can buy directly from their website. They have a $30 discount code. If you use KerseyFabrications, one word, as your discount code, you'll save $30 when buying direct. If you want to buy from US Amazon, there is a code. If you want to buy from Canadian Amazon, there is a code, and you'll get 5% off when buying direct from Amazon. So they don't care where you buy it from, but, you know, buy it from them. They are a Creality reseller. Let's go back over to the link that I sent you, and let's talk about, let me go back to my live stream. Jack has to go to bed. Well, at least you made it to the print, Jack. Thank you so much for sticking around for so long. It was great having you here this evening. John Wheat says this printer works great with Clipper. That's good to know. Anyway, let's go to the specs. I don't have them up here. You guys can watch along, look at my ear while we do this. And let's just talk about so they're saying that the printing speed is 250 millimeters per second. It's a stable cube frame. It has a Sprite direct extruder, and this one, like I told you, is a all metal extruder out of the box. It is 300C out of the box. I can't tell you how nice it is to have a machine that the first thing I do is go to Micro Swiss and buy a new extruder for, or a new hot end for it. It's just really nice. CR Touch for auto leveling, apparently just for auto leveling until Scott releases his new firmware, which will take care of that for us, because that doesn't make any sense. There's a touchscreen UI, which so far it seems to work all right. Obviously, there are going to be some weird issues, kind of like the loading. The filament loading was kind of weird, but overall, it's doing the job. Let's see, the electrical safety and reliability. It does say that, and honestly, out of the box, everything in the case looked exactly like I would expect a high-end printer to look, I guess, because we've had so many cheap ones for so many years where they didn't do ferrules, where they didn't properly crimp things, and this one looked really good. Obviously, not a safety inspector, not an electrical engineer, but everything I know about how it should be done looked correct in that box, and I was really happy to see it. They say that this motion system can do 2,000 millimeters per second squared acceleration and up to 250 millimeters per second. Scott said that 2,000 is probably too aggressive, at least until you get some input shaping on here, which I'm sure Scott is working on diligently. Let's see, I'm going to skip around a little bit. They're talking about how fast it can print. I like the dual cooling on here, which they haven't mentioned yet, but it's really nice. It is a cantilever bed, but like I said, it's an all steel construction on here. They go from an all steel, really thick, what is this, 5? Yeah, it looks like a 6 6mm thick piece of steel going to your 2020, are those 2020 even? Yeah, 2020 extrusions. It's a great system. They do have the bed supports. I don't know if they're doing much, but they do come with it. So it looks pretty good. They went with the silicone bed mounts instead of springs, which should keep you a nice solid print surface. You know, there's going to be some compression there, particularly as it settles in over the first few months you use it, but it should settle in once you get it dialed in. They are 12mm linear shafts supporting it all, which are thick boys, and should be very, should just hold that bed really nice. As we talked about, it is a all metal Sprite direct drive extruder with dual gears, 1 to 3.5 gear ratio, delivers 80 newtons of extrusion force. Looks really nice. Looking titanium alloy heat break, corrugated heat sink, large melting chamber with a large heating block. So far, so good. Cooling properly, I agree. We already saw that it does a quick, I don't know about the quicker calibration. It's a pretty slow probe, but nonetheless. It does come with a flexible build sheet, which we will test when this bunny is done. Like I said, electrical safety looks good, quality build. It is a 220 by 220 by 280 build volume. The net weight of the entire machine is 12.1 kilograms. And any other things we care about, the bed will get up to 110. It does say that the build surface is spring steel. So, I didn't think it was. They're saying it is. I can take a look at that to see. If it is, I apologize that I got that wrong. It did feel like spring steel. Printing speed again. They're saying max printing speed is 250. Typical printing speed is 120. It does have a brass nozzle. And if you're wondering, the retail price is $559. So if you get it for less than $559, you're getting a deal. I haven't actually seen what the current price is. I'm actually curious. Let's go find out. So if you go to Pergear, their direct website, so if you go to Pergear, they're running $579, but then you'll get $30 off, which will give it to you for $549, which is $10 under retail. If you go check out their Amazon link, I'm going to go to the US Amazon link so I don't have to convert it to Canadian dollars. Is $579 also. You do 5% off of that. I'm going to get a calculator, so I'm not doing math in my head. So if you take $579 and you multiply that out, that would be the wrong math. That would be the right math. That gives it to you for $550, which is still under retail price, and you get free shipping. So there you go. Either way you cut it, if you use my discount codes, you do get it under retail pricing. So that's a pretty good deal. There are nice build instructions, as Scott points out, and the price is good. I'm happy with the price. The bunny's looking fantastic. At least I'm actually watching the stream at this point because the stream actually looks really nice and has a better vantage point than I do standing right next to it. But I mean, the print's tiny, but the print looks really good. You guys chose an excellent print because we're going to get through this one pretty fast. So pretty happy about that one. Da-da-da. Oh no, I just focused on the wrong thing. All right, it's back. It sees me back here moving around and thinks that I'm what it's supposed to focus on. Thank you, Red. It's good to have you here this evening. Red, thanks for dropping in. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words about what I do. It was fantastic having you here tonight. Cheers. Have a good night, and I hope you'll pop back in tomorrow and see this finished print. I'll also post it on social media. So the bunny's almost done. My beverage is almost done. And so I hope the rest of you guys, all guys and gals, hope all of you can stick around for, the next, maybe 10, 15 minutes? Maybe? Because once this back gets done, it's just going to stick on the head here, and it'll be almost done. So 10 to 15 more minutes, I think we'll have this knocked out. Any questions you have? Now's a fantastic time to put it in the chat. We've been through the build. We have been through the electronics. We have been through the cable management. We have been through the setup and first print. We have gone through the specs of the machine. What else can I do for you this evening? I did not slice this bunny. This bunny, Nolan asked, did I slice this bunny? I said, nope, this bunny came off of the SD card. I typically try not to slice during the stream. It takes a little bit of time to get the printer set up correctly in the slicer. Try not to go through that. It would be relatively slow. So this is the bunny off of the SD card. I think there's a benchy on here too. Honestly, as soon as this stream ends, I will probably throw that next print and let it go, and we'll have 2 prints to show you by morning that I can throw up on social media, and you guys can take a look. This bunny is going pretty well. Absolutely. My streams are always saved. Sometimes you may have to click around a little bit to find them. They're not always saved in the same spot as the other one. So if you don't see them in the main list of videos, go to my live streams tab. You should see all the past live streams. This one will definitely be there. If you go to my social medias, let me get out of this frame so it stops picking up the wrong thing here. If you go to my social media feeds, you can still find the link to this, obviously, and that's an easy way to get back to the stream. It's not quite sure what it's supposed to focus on here. That's fine. So good. It's a good print. It's looking really nice. I'm really happy with Creality for giving us streamers something to print. Looking good. The difference between the S and the S1, I don't think there's an S and an S1 Ender 5. I think there's just an S1. There's an Ender 5, an Ender 5 Pro, and an Ender 5 S1, and an Ender 5 Plus, but Plus is the big boy. This one is just the new version, new electronics, new extruder. The Ender 5s, everyone probably knows, they're a much older, sort of original Ender 3 generation. Here we go. So, what else? Awesome, about to get off work. Understood, Nolan. Thank you for dropping in tonight. Appreciate it. Scott's going to be seeing if he can get this thing over 250, or if 250 is a limit that we should stick to. It does use a longer than average nozzle, so I don't know what it's like to find one of these. Here is the nozzle. There it is. It does feel longer than average. It does have a pointy tip on it. So it is a different nozzle than what you'll find on other Creality printers. It's not just the standard nozzle that they've been using for years. Ben says that the benchy comes in at about 70 minutes, so that's not real fast, but at least we can judge quality. Nolan likes what he's seeing. That's fantastic. I'm glad you like it. Oh yeah, it's not the 5 Plus. I would love to just print this bunny default settings with flexibles. Maybe I'll do that, because it's actually a good little print to test with flexibles. And since it's direct drive, it should just kind of work. if its filament path isn't very long. I've got a flexible spool sitting right down here next to me somewhere, so maybe I'll try that too. It'd be a good little flexi bunny. Trying to keep it in focus for you, but as it's moving up, it's losing it a little bit. There we go. Yep, it does look good. I'm pretty happy with the way that this is looking. Bunny is almost done here. Let's see, what else can I talk about? What's coming up on the channel? As we talked about earlier, whether you're an Iron Man fan, an electronics fan, you just like VR or augmented reality, if you're not familiar with the AR term, stay tuned. I've got a lot more coming to my Iron Man build. Again, Iron Man's the backdrop, it's the inspiration, but the technology spans multiple disciplines, and so I hope you're liking that new content to the channel. I do have another, you're going to see, if you're following me on other social media, please follow me on social media. That's where I post prints, that's where I post little projects I'm working on the side. Those don't come to my YouTube. Sometimes you'll see those in my community section, but I like posting those to Instagram. Sometimes they make it to Twitter. Instagram's where I just like to post stuff like that. It's a fun place to interact when you're just posting short form content, pictures, yada yada. You guys know how it is. So follow me there. So you're going to see more prints with this printer because I'm going to use it. I still have some printing to do with the Go 6, which was the last machine I did. So if you were interested in the Go 6, I am going to do more with it. I just haven't had a chance yet. Too much on my plate. The Go 6 is a special printer, though, because it does come in close. I am going to throw some ASA stuff at it, and probably some polycarbonate as well, because I've got some stuff I wanted to print in polycarbonate that was not going well. What else? Let's see, I told you my next live stream is going to be another 3D printer. It's the last one I currently have in my shop. And so that is it's the largest, it's the tallest 3D printer I've ever had in my shop. So I'm going to let you guess what it is. If not, you'll just see when that comes out very soon. So that's about it for the channel. My next 3D printing pre-done video. Still a big ExoSlide fan. ExoSlide has been working on an extruder. I have one of those extruders here, and I'm really happy with it. And if I'm not mistaken, it is the first direct drive extruder that I've ever been really happy with. So stay tuned for that ExoSlide extruder. It looks really, really good. I'm happy to tell you about that here on this stream. I really like that ExoSlide extruder, and so that's the next video. And I've got tons of 3D prints to show off using that ExoSlide extruder. Lots of tuning that I've done. So keep that in mind. That video is also coming soon. But make sure, if you're not, I haven't said it this whole stream, if you're not subscribed to this channel, I'd love for you to be a subscriber here. Click on the subscribing button down below. You guys can find it. I'm sure it's this little icon somewhere on the screen. That'll subscribe for you. And so please subscribe and stay up to date with my content. Yeah, Scott mentioned, round objects are great at keeping ringing down. He's not wrong. Hey, Kersey, just got off work. First stream of yours I'm catching. How's it going? It's going good, Brody. Thanks for catching me here as you get off of work. I appreciate you joining in. Good to see you. Kersey, great stream. Thanks much. Looking forward to more videos. Thank you very much, Alan. It was good to have you here tonight. Thanks for interacting. Thanks for being in the chat. Very, very much. Have a good night. And this bunny is almost done. I will say they have got some mad minimum layer height going on here, or excuse me, minimum layer time, going on here because it is not cranking through these bunny ears. It is taking its time on these bunny ears so that when it gets to the top, it doesn't just look like mashed bunny ear or melted bunny ear. If I would have printed it in brown, it would have looked like bunny chocolate. So it is about done. See what it says percentage-wise. It says we are at 98%. But it is finishing up. You know, Scott, if all test prints were edible, I would have very few test prints to hand out to people. And then I'd just probably run them inside and set it on the kitchen table and see who grabbed it first. Or I'd print them in dark chocolate and then I'd eat them myself. There it goes. Bunny is done. Can back that off. There is that done bunny. All right, let's take a look at what we have here. Probably should have just left it. Well, we'll do this while it comes off the bed. It's going to be a little warm. Not worried about it. Whew, yeah, hot, hot, hot. Do as I say, not as I do. That's hot. And by the way, they were right. It is spring steel. My apologies to them for not thinking it was. It is definitely not PEI coated spring steel though. It's got a sticker on top, so it's not PEI coated, but it is spring steel. I'm curious, looking for third-party spring steels because they've got cutouts here that will definitely. I don't know. You probably could take care of it with a little quick Dremel, but I'm letting it cool if you wonder what I'm doing. I just want to make sure it pops off as easy as possible. Mark wants to know, awesome stream Chris, are you going to revisit your BBT upgrades? Seeing Marlin 2.1 has come out. BBT, do you mean BTT? Big Tree Tech? What do you mean? All right, let's see if it pops off. It should be pretty cool here. There he goes. Can I get this off too? It's probably going to be a little bit harder because it's not rigid. We'll get to that later. The bunny came off clean. I'm going to give you my impression of it. Then I'll show you to you. BBT again. Good job. BTT, Big Tree Tech. I've already got 2.1 Big Tree Tech images. So if you're on Facebook, I do post them to my community page. Anyway, yeah, you can find my Big Tree Tech images. They're all available, so go check it out. I don't have an input shaping one yet. I'm going to, though. So if you're waiting on an input shaping one, yes, I will have one. Bunny. I do not see anything wrong with this bunny. Keep in mind it is very tiny. Keep in mind it is very round to reduce ringing, as Scott liked to point out. But I don't see, to my naked eye, I don't see anything wrong with this rabbit. Just saying. I can't see anything wrong with this rabbit. I got the first layer really, really dialed in without any real challenge. I don't know. I'm going to show it to you because I don't see anything wrong with this bunny. Whoop. Whoop. Am I too close? Am I too close? Where can it do? Oh, there it can. Okay. But underside of the bunny, really clean. You almost could see a little bit of overhang problems here. Really wish it could get that close, and it really can't. Maybe it can if I zoom out. There we go. That's what it needed. So there's almost a little bit of an overhang problem, but there's not. There's not an overhang problem there. It's just a little bit of discoloration where it tried to sag, but it didn't. Looking at the side of this bunny, here's this side. Here's that side. I really can't see a flaw. You guys are welcome to comment if you see anything that I'm missing. But it's just super clean. It's really continuing the trend this year of printers that I can't complain about. It's nice. It's nice. Boop. There it is. Don't think I can complain at all. Look at those layer lines. They're clean. Very, very clean layer lines. And I mean, you only can see so much in this stream. You want the bunny butt? There's the bunny butt. Bunny top. See that? You see the reflection. So, there's that bunny. Hey Bryant, good to see you. That is going to be it for me. Thank you all for sticking around for so long. There's still the vast majority of you that have been here tonight have stuck around to the end, and I really appreciate that. I'm glad that so many of you seems to have enjoyed the stream. Hey, that's what I come here for. Again, the whole point of me being here on YouTube is interacting with the community, for me being part of this community. I'm glad that I can help you with checking out new machines. I'm glad I can help you with firmware, just general questions. I get lots of email, lots of direct messages, and I do my very best to get to them all. Even if it's not today or tomorrow, I do try to get to everyone. I'm sorry if sometimes it's a little too slow. But I appreciate everyone being here tonight. Thank you so much. Everyone stay safe. Keep printing, and if you have any questions, reach out to the community. We have a fantastic community of people here and on Twitter and elsewhere. 3D printing people are good people. Thank you all. Again, stay safe, and I'm Chris, and this has been Kersey Fabrications, and I will see you guys next time. Boom.